Oh, welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show tonight. Come on in. I am excited for this, and I've been waiting. Woo-wee. Let me tell you, folks, I got Sky with me, and I got Piper with me. Come on now. Folks, hey, thank you for joining us tonight with Riding with K Soul, the podcast, every Tuesday right here on Riding with K Soul, the podcast, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, right here with Riding with K Soul, the podcast. So look, I'm not going to beat my gums. I'm going to go ahead and bring them in so we can get this show started. But without further ado, how you doing?
Hey, darling one. Hey, everybody. How you doing? K Solo.
Awesome. I am excited to have you on, my dear. I am excited to have you on. But listen, I can't get this show started without bringing my co-host on tonight, the one and only, no other than the Titan 2025 Titan recipient, Piper. I don't have all that fancy drum roll yet, but hey, it's coming, though, man. It's coming, man.
We can do the whoop whoop.
I know we can do whoop, whoop. Look. We're gonna go back. We're gonna raise the roof on them. We're gonna raise the roof on them. How are y'all doing tonight?
How are you?
Outstanding. Piper, you're a little low. Maybe you can give me a little bit of volume on there.
Volume. Can you
Give me
hear
a little bit.
now?
Give me a little
Where
bit
that
of
bass?
volume. A little bit of volume. Yes, indeed. Come on in, folks. Come on in. Okay. Come on in. Get out and explore. No other than I take it that's Reef. I'm hoping that's Reef.
Yes, that is.
All right. I'm
Just
hoping
in my
that's Reef.
heart.
All right, all right. Joe and Bev on happy birthday to Bev. Happy birthday
Thank
to
To
you.
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 Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday.
to you. Happy
Happy
birthday, dear Bev. Happy
birthday.
birthday
Birthday
to
to you.
you. That's a first
And
right
many more.
there. And many more. I'm not gonna quit my day job. Hey, what's going on, DJ? How you doing? Come on in, man. Oh man, listen, we got royalty in. That's Big Sarge, bro. We got royalty, and we got the Bells in with us tonight. How are y'all doing? Come on in, folks. Come on in. Hey, I am excited to have you with us tonight. We're trying to get this thing started, but first, I have to give a shout out to everybody tuning in. Hey, son,
That's Sonny.
That's
Sonny, how you doing? Listen, I be killing her name. She be like, Solo, you're killing my name. Uh,
Why don't you just say Mrs. Bell so you don't mess up no more?
mm-hmm,
I know,
mm-hmm.
right? I know, right?
I'm
I
just
love it.
saying.
I love it. Crowbar,
Sunshine.
how you doing, man? Come on in, Crowbar. Glad you could join us tonight. Barry Holmes Sr., how you doing, sir? Come on in. Come on in, folks. But we're gonna go ahead and kick this thing off. I'm gonna go ahead and have my co-host, my co-host, my co. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna.
Thank you. I
I'm gonna see that you learn right. I'm gonna go ahead and have my special guest on tonight. If you would please, Scott, introduce yourself to the audience tonight.
Good evening, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, but I think everybody pretty much knows me, I'm Janie Taylor. I have an honest to goodness government name, but my my biker name is Sky, and that came from my first motorcycle club, my first and only. I've only been in one motorcycle club, and they wanted to name me Storm. Yeah, they wanted to name me Storm, but my bike's name was Storm. So they was like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Well, we can't call you Fly Girl because I
Uh-huh.
do fly for a living. So they called me
That would have been
Sky.
it right there. Flag for
The,
Sky. Sky.
but they came up with Sky. So I have been Sky forever. Well, 10 years. That
Okay.
seems like forever in biker terms some days. But
Okay.
that's who I am. I'm a flight attendant for Southwest Airlines. I ride a 2020 Harley Davidson Street Glide Special named Maximus, and I mean that baby is him is everything. That's my man, my side dude, my go to for everything. Quickly, I have been a rider for 10 years,
Yes. Yes.
and a lot of times people say, "Well, what made you decide to ride?" And I tell this, and I don't tell it being funny, and so don't y'all start looking at me funny when you see me. When I turned 50, I had said to the Lord, I want a boob job and a Harley Davidson. That's what I wanted for my 50th birthday. I really did.
We're gonna keep this
Um,
show PG, folks.
and and that's why, well, I didn't say what I really say, but here we go.
Mhm.
And at 52, I had a stroke.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
was still on that. I still wanted the motorcycle, but we had gotten sold my original airline.
Right.
And it was just so much. And I said, Lord, if you heal my body, heal
Mhm.
me completely,
Mhm.
I want to learn how to ride a motorcycle. And
Okay.
I still had that Harley in my head, but I
Okay.
had no idea how much Harley cost. So
So was Harley your first bike?
no, that's
Okay.
what happened was when I found
Okay.
out how much Harleys were, I got a better bra
Right.
and I bought a Suzuki. And thank God I bought that Suzuki because if I had to drop my Harley as much
Oh
as I
yeah.
dropped my Suzuki,
Oh yeah.
ooh,
Oh yeah.
my feelings would have been hurt. I dropped
Right.
my first Harley.
Right.
It was like I was thinking they were gonna change uh, my name to Dropsy
Mhm.
because if I slowed down under 10 miles per hour, that bike was going over. I had to they
Ooh.
put a GoFundMe together for engine guards.
Mm.
Terrible.
But to God be the glory. Things got better.
Okay. Okay.
So it's been neat. I had a Suzuki Boulevard, a C50T. Whew, that was a beautiful. I loved that bike. I did. I loved my Suzuki, but nothing. compares to the love I have for Maximus now.
Okay.
That hardly does things to me.
Maximus, we got introduced to Maximus, I think, at the RTE. When you came there talking about Maximus and your bike. I think that was the first time that we met when you came to your first RTE.
I
No, no,
wasn't
no, no,
on
no,
Max.
no, 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 no. That wasn't the first time we met. It was in Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah.
All female ride. There you
Don't
go.
nobody really
That's
want to
another
know this,
story.
but I'm gonna
That's
tell it.
another story.
Because you should never bring it up.
Before you start
Don't
that,
start.
Piper, go ahead.
Don't
Piper,
start.
go
No,
ahead.
won't be none.
Piper, let me hit my
Piper.
mute button. I knew this was
Just
gonna
let
get
me
out
tell
of
you.
control. I knew this was gonna get out of control. No, 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 no,
Where them
no,
pants
no,
at?
no.
Ooh, where them pants at? Okay, go ahead. What you want to know?
Piper, introduce yourself, please.
I don't know if I can follow that.
Hey, thank you for joining us, Becky. Thank you for joining. Fernando, thank you for joining us from Tennessee, East Tennessee. Thank you for joining us tonight.
I want to hear the
I'm
story.
losing it. I'm losing this.
Girl,
I'm
tell you about
already
the
losing
pants.
this. I'm
I'm
already losing.
Piper, and I'm glad to be here, but I think I want to hear the story. I
You
would
go
love
ahead.
to hear the story. What happened in South Carolina? You brought it up, so we want to know.
Oh man, I didn't open it.
You shouldn't have said it. See, that's the thing.
Don't start now,
Here
Mom.
go back. This what had happened, Piper.
See
So,
what had happened. See what had happened.
and okay, so I'm gonna tell you who the person's fault that it is completely is Curve. That's who did it. This is Curve's fault. But here we go. So when Curves first started the Bessie Springfield movement, she was having garage parties.
Yes.
And the garage party was at Thunder Tower East in Columbia, South Carolina. And we had this special guest named K Solo. Now, mind you, and I was on a different Harley then. I was on cue ball. I was on my 17, but he was wonderful too. So K Solo is up here. They invited people to speak. And I forgot who the person was.
I was a guest speaker.
He was a guest speaker. There was also a young lady there who was packing her bike. And I don't know why I can't remember who that was. But so K Solo gets up there. First of all, he comes in and he comes to the dealership in chaps, full leather, because that's what he rides in. That's what I ride into, full leather. So he comes in, everybody's seeing him. There's an elevator that takes you up to where we were. So down at the bottom of the building is everybody's like, oh, here come K Solo. And I had heard of K Solo when I first became a rider because one of my dear friends, Poison, with Black Pearls, she's their rogue. She knew him, had been showing us pictures. He had just started putting pictures of him working out. And that was before anybody knew about thirst trapping, but he invented it. Here we go.
Oh,
So there's these group of all these women swarming to the elevator. Okay. And I was like, what was that going on about? And I was upstairs with Erica Denai. And we were I said, what is going on? This man walked in these chaps and these black pants. And right at that moment, I said, there is a God. There is a God. And he made man. And he made that man. Thank you, Jesus. You died for my sins and everything that I'm thinking of. But it wasn't just me. If you can imagine, it was almost 50 women in that room.
Let me make a phone call right quick.
You can do whatever you want to. Call Curb. She'll tell you what happened. This collective sigh of like, oh my, yes, Jesus. Yes, Jesus. Girl.
With the show now, and I told you we only got much time.
When I'm good. Okay, I got 2 minutes to finish this up. So then he starts to talk. And it got hot. So not only did he take off his leather jacket, he took them chaps off. And all you could see was him and these black tight. God made them right tight.
Jeans. So if I'm envisioning correctly, Every
From now on, it's wedding pants that. Oh, wedding pants that.
See, I reached out to my brother to come on with me tonight, and he just left me hanging, straight up hanging.
terrible.
Didn't even respond back to me. But I'm gonna take
Mm-mm.
this. I'm gonna handle this right here. I was a guest speaker at an all-female ride down in Columbus, Georgia. I
And
think
he
Thunder,
was
Thunder,
shook
Thunder
because we
Tower,
were staring at him.
Harley Davis, Thundercat, Curves. All of the ladies was there, man. I was trying to be professional. It was probably one of my first engagement because I was in the MC at the time. So I just wanted to come share my knowledge and experience with the ladies.
Uh-huh.
So I came up there, right? I rolled right up to the door, got off the bike, came upstairs, literally knocking dust off me. I had to knock a buzzard off my shoulder who was pecking on my hat because I got the hole in my hat. So I come in there, and I'm like smelling like road dirt, bugs all in my beard and everything. And then
Uh-huh.
I just see these all women, just all females, just sitting there, just like. And I'm
Thank you,
like,
Lord. Oh, we
oh,
had a whole prayer service as he walked up in there.
oh man, but
He
it
was
was good.
shook.
It was a
You was
good.
shooken.
It was a
He
good time. It was a good
he
time.
couldn't do his little presentation for shaking.
It was very informative.
So
It was very professional. It was
I
very
I
well run,
I
and
appreciate y'all inviting me
everybody
to
everybody had a great time. So now, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and kick this thing in. And look who just showed up. Look who just showed up to the party, y'all. Look who
too
just
late.
showed up.
Right,
In
late.
my heart,
Too late.
in my
Too late right there. Look at too late. Too late set me up. Too late
Right,
set me up.
exactly.
But listen, folks, we're talking with Scott tonight. Johnny Taylor. Johnny Taylor.
And you do mess up
And
people's name. If I
I
called you
do.
by your
I
government
do.
name, you'd be
I do.
upset, but I'm
I
not
do.
going to.
No. But
Just
we're here
say,
with Scott tonight, and we're talking about
read
her
three
trip.
little letters, S, K, and Y, and you still messing up. Go ahead.
I got Scott, and
Johnny.
we're
I
talking.
think he
We
still tripped up
no.
Oh,
just
my uncle was
And
Johnny Taylor, but okay.
we're talking about
AKA
her trip. We're talking about
Trace.
her trip to
Okay.
Moab and everything that happened in between. So
Okay.
first off, where did you come up with the idea of wanting to go to Moab? Was it
Well,
your
he's on the
destination?
screen. He's on the screen now.
Okay.
One of the beautiful things about being part of this community and also being part of those two gentlemen right there is that they're always open and they're always there if you want to ask them a question. So I'm talking to Reef and I said, I want to go to Sturgis. And then I said Montana because I was in love with Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I want to go to Montana. And then it got to be a whole bunch of other things. And he said, have you thought about Utah? And I said, oh, I love Utah because I fly into Utah. And excuse me, I fly into Salt Lake City. I watch a comedy show in Provo. So he said Utah. So this was a conversation in 2024. And so then he said, when are your vacations? He said, what can I do to help you do this? And I was like, okay, map the route out, do all that. And he said, no, I'm not doing all that. And he said, what do you need to? I said, tell me how to get ready.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about trip preparation, what things to put on the bike, how to get your physical body ready for a trip. Now I have, yes, Lord, that is the trip. That's the bag.
Yes.
And the bag that's on the left-hand side, as I'm looking at it, the one that was empty was just really for souvenirs because I knew I was going to hit every Harley dealership between Georgia and Utah. And I will never take that bag again. I will get a tank bag and I keep a 16-inch roller in my saddlebag. And that's all I needed. That is all I needed.
Okay.
But live and learn. So we talked about those kind of things. Every month or so, when Reef really had some time, we would sit down. He tried to teach me how to use Spotwalla. Father God. It's a wonder he met me in Amarillo, as dumb as I am on Spotwalla. That it took him patiently, lovingly, and slowly explaining Spotwalla to me until I was ready to come out. And and I still had moments on the road where I was like, what am I supposed to be doing? He said, are you in Bubbler? Are you taking a picture in Bubbler? And I'm like, you ain't got to yell. But yeah, now I am. Girl, I promise you, Piper, I ain't never in my life switched the camera over so big and so bad. But I do. I thank God constantly for the men in my life. I thank God for the people in my life, but I definitely thank God for Reef because he's anointed. Because I promise you, it is not. There's a story behind that picture. Um, there's a lot that goes into taking a person on a 1700 first time epic ride. Um, it was not. It is not for the faint of heart.
Right.
If you cannot mentor,
Right.
keep your mouth shut. I truly and sincerely hope to be the kind of rider that Reef and also Solo. I mean, Reef and I happen to be on this trip together, but I hope to be the kind of rider that people can depend on, that they can call, that they can ask a question of, because I know I asked the same spot question.
Now,
I'm just gonna go with the 4 times. It was probably 400, but it was the 4 times.
Right.
The picture that you had of us, we were in Cisco, Utah. So
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Now, let's break this back. I'm gonna break this back. I have to break this back. Now let me break this back.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, bring it back.
Let me stay on script. So we identify where we're going. You've already talked to Reef. You figure out where you wanted to go. You coordinated with Reef, and now we are prepped. We got the bike pack. We got everything we need. How long were you planning to go out for? What was this trip plan for?
I took I get a 7-day vacation, and what we do is we'll add 3 on the front or add 3 on the back. I happen to add 3 on both ends. So I had 13 days to play with.
Okay.
The trip
13 days.
Trip was 8 days. It was 8 full days. It would have been just 7, but I had to get a battery in Roswell, New Mexico.
We're gonna get there.
And then I also added another time so I could go see Joyce. So I took the long way back home. That's why it was almost 40. It was 4,300 miles total round trip.
So what was your route going to? Did you go to Bernie? Did you go link up with Reed there, or did you link up with him on the 40? Where did you link up with him at?
I linked up with him in Amarillo, Texas.
Okay, so you was on the 40. So you linked up with him on the 40. So you basically rode from Atlanta to Amarillo by yourself.
I rode from Atlanta to Little Rock, Arkansas, then to Amarillo. Yes.
How was that? Was it a smooth ride? Was it your first time riding there by yourself?
Oh no, I've been to Texas because of y'all twice.
Right.
Because I've been to 2 RTEs in Texas. No, I've been to 1 RTE in Texas, but I've been to both of my IBAs were to San Antonio. And initially I was going to go to San Antonio, and then we were going to ride out. And just a very quick backup. I actually tried to get out of going to Moab 3 weeks before we were supposed to leave because I didn't feel like I was up to the challenge.
What made you feel that? What made you feel that way?
I had never been 1,700 miles by myself. I had never I wasn't comfortable with night riding. I can tell you, I thought of probably about 100 reasons why I couldn't do it. And
excuses.
What did you say, darling one?
Excuses. They weren't reasons. They were excuses.
Excuses. That is why that's what I was doing. I was giving him excuses. And again, this goes back to a person being your mentor, your friend, your encourager, because he looked me, because we FaceTime or whatever, we look at each other and it was like, bullshit.
That's his
And I would say something, and then he'd say bullshit.
Bullshit.
And I was like, and he said, you know, one time he said to me, and I took it literally to heart. He said, why you messing up your time? This is your life. This is what you chose to do. You want to sit at home, sell your motorcycle.
Yeah.
And
So
my feelings got hurt.
So he talked you
But
off
then-
the ledge. He talked you off the ledge and got you back in the saddle.
He did.
And you geared up, and now we're ready to execute. We ready to execute. We launch. We're hitting Little Rock. We hitting then we're on the Amarillo. We bunked down at Amarillo. Everything is still smooth. Everything is still working. Hugs. Welcome. I did it. I'm here. Now the journey and adventure begins.
It wasn't smooth getting the Amarillo.
So what happened? Because
I lost my.
Okay,
so I'm excited. I did my bubbler shit. I did my bubbler. I did my spot.
Post the good. They don't.
I lost my gas cap at a gas station.
Mm-hmm.
I had my keys fell off of my body.
Mm-hmm.
In Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And this couple from Florida saw him drop. And, because I couldn't hear him, I turned my bike off. Now I ain't got no keys. And the state trooper came and drove me down the shoulder until we found my keys. So yeah, that happened. That happened on my way to Amarillo. But that was my hiccup. I get to Amarillo. I get chastised for one thing, not about the hiccups. I get chastised because I didn't stop to smell the roses. I didn't stop at the Cadillac Ranch. I didn't stop to see anything because I'm like, just let me get here. Just let me get here. And again, you're talking to, Rifat Sadiq. Come on now. Come on. He's like, get out and explore. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna explore this bedroom and I'm getting this bed. And we went to Red Robin, and he was still.
I needed this.
He was still loving.
My key
But he said, you roll right past it. You roll right out, and that's all. I just want to go to bed now. I'm hungry. And then he's so busy doing what he does with with K Solo. They're all talking, him and Tone. And I just felt like I am really outclassed on this thing, But I said, I'll be double dog damned. And I'm not gonna let this deter me. So we got something to eat. And I was ready. When we left Amarillo, I kept saying Amarillo, Texas.
Amarillo. Mm-hmm.
I was determined. And people need to understand something about motivators. I was determined to make sure that Reef's time was not wasted. I was concerned for my own self, but I said, this man came all the way from home. He left his family to let you experience Moab, Utah. Little girl, pull your big jaws on and get on this bike and make him proud, or at least, if not proud, make him don't feel like he wasted his time. So that's what it was. And we had more times because I cried more on this trip than I have in 5 years.
Right. So I have to ask you though. Reef was there. He guided you. He was your guide.
Yeah.
Do you feel as though you were following, or do you feel as though you was running your path with the ride?
To be honest, I think it was both.
Okay.
Because he was in front of me.
Right.
Sometimes he left me.
That's just a training tool. That's all. Go ahead.
And
training tool.
And anytime I felt like I just didn't want to do something, all I kept hearing was bullshit. That's some bullshit. Let me, and I And then there were times that we got super honest with each other, Piper. And I told him what I was hurting about, why I was scared. And he said, "Did you die? Did you fall off the bike?" I was like, "No, I ain't fall." Now I'm serious. I'm a weeper. I cry.
It's
I
a
don't give a
imagine
damn. I'm gonna cry.
any of that at all.
I'm falling, tears falling out my eyes, and this man is sitting here, my
Like this.
brother, and says to me, "Did you die? Did you fall off the bike?"
So all of this time now, all of this time that you're being pushed and pushed and pushed to make this
Drug
ride.
and drug and drug. But go
Drug and
ahead.
drug and drug. Did you see and experience everything that you wanted to see? Was it, I just want to just hold on for dear life and just get there? Was it at your pace?
It was.
Do you feel as though having, and I'm gonna call him a guide to guide you, to help you and lead you? Do you feel as though that let you experience that whole feeling of, I'm riding to Moab, and anything that happened out here, I'm gonna have to just get myself out of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Because one of the things that having someone who is experienced riding in front of you, I got ego for real. I am an egotistical person, not to the place that I would harm anybody, but when I have family, and I consider Reed family. See, now I'm about to cry again.
We're all family.
I wanted him to be proud of me.
We're all RTE family.
Yes, I wanted him to be proud of me. But I also wanted to be proud of myself, and I was. There were moments where I really felt like I was on the journey by myself, because we were on the way to Moab. You're going through some desolate areas, and there's nobody there but you and that bike. And I had things that were weighing me down before I left Georgia, that as soon as I hit those roads, it was like, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. I could have solved the world's problems right there. I could have balanced the budget.
So you felt that sensation of the openness, the freedom, the sensation of the air flowing all around you, 360, in touch
You learn
with
why
nature,
we called it therapy.
the smells, all of that. That's that. Like I said, that's that therapy. You felt that.
It is. I'd recommend that everybody go west. I do, and I will go again. I recommend everybody go west, because there are moments of clarity that you will never experience unless you get out there and ride.
Yep.
There were times that I was on that road where I learned what words really meant, like trust. I had to trust myself. I had to trust that motorcycle. I had to trust and believe that this was what was meant for me to be doing. That ride was.
So you had a spiritual moment.
Oh,
you had a spiritual.
The trip stretched me emotionally, spiritually, physically. Be prepared on these rides, y'all. Spend some time in the saddle way before you jump on 1,700 miles. Because that's 34, that's 3,400 round trip. Mine was 43. You can't just be out there pussyfooting around. You got to have your health together. You got to have your gear together. You got to have your bike together.
All of that's got to be together.
Maximus had a hiccup. But,
okay, we're gonna hold that.
Go ahead.
We're gonna get there. Now, Piper, question.
Go ahead, Piper.
Yes. So do you feel, just based on what you're saying, like having your health together and your knowledge and everything else, do you feel like if you would not have had your guide, would you have been able to do it on your own, those 4,300 miles?
Yes.
Okay.
I would have been able to do it because I physically had a guide. But the man that Reef was to me before he met me in Amarillo would have taken me all the way there if he had never come to Amarillo. Because I say it like this for everyone. I left Georgia with the two most important people in the world, three most important people. I left with God first, Janie Taylor, and I left with Reef, knowing that he would have been there no matter what. So
Right.
I didn't feel like I was alone. I wouldn't have been alone even if he hadn't came. I
So
don't.
that security of having
Mhm.
be able to pick the phone up was there. Now
Um,
right, we got that. Now
okay.
we're gonna travel. We're on the 40. We're heading west. Do
I
we
love
have
the 40, just
yeah,
so everybody know.
no. I tell everybody about the 40. The 40 is totally different than I-10, I-20, and everything else in between. Because when you hit Oklahoma, my friend, you are in a wind tunnel that's going to have you leaning out of the left. That's going to have you leaning right. It's either going to be pushing you
Or
or
both.
you're going to have a headwind.
I
Because
love the 40.
I like 42.
Oklahoma is
I really
merciless.
do.
It is.
I really do.
And
Piper,
Oklahoma City
yeah.
is toe up. So
Yes, the roads are terrible. Especially when you're going right there under that. What is that called? What is that? It's an arch. What is that? What is that monument? Chiquita was on the phone on the line just a while ago. What is that thing called? You know what it's called, Reef? As you cross under the 40, as you're going through OKC. I can't think of the name of it now. It's like a monument there. It reminds you of an aircraft, a plane or something like that. But the highway in 40 is tore up. It's always bad. But the main thing that I try to tell people is the wind gusts are so strong that you really have to prepare yourself. And when it's raining or a storm come through, I advise anybody, do not test it. Find you someplace safe. I'm glad that you didn't have to experience that. Find
no.
someplace safe and buckle down and let it pass, because they'll have storm that'll pop up like that and it just cross over, and then you can resume your trip. A lot of people, I don't know why you want to continue to push through it, but hey, I've done the smart thing of just sitting my butt down and just watch it go over. You'll see it get dark, rain, wind, and then all of a sudden it just clear up out of the blue like that. So that's a note about
I
40.
didn't. I
I try
had
to tell people running it.
the push you from the left to the right
Mhm.
in Oklahoma. The thing I love about the 40, it has the most beautiful sweeping curves ever.
Mhm.
I mean, when you're not being pushed to the right or to the left. Um,
Right.
I will spend some time in Oklahoma next time I go. I have been to Tulsa twice. OKC going on the 40 with them raggedy roads. I almost cussed again. Raggedy roads was not fun, but uh, Oklahoma has some serious history, and I
Yeah.
definitely want to experience everything there. I will tell you one of the worst pieces of weather we got when we left Amarillo on our way to New Mexico.
Mhm.
That wasn't no joke. We got hit. Reef got hit in the face with a piece of hail.
Reef,
That hail was hitting me so hard, I felt disrespected. I just
Reef,
did.
you got hit in the face with it because we ride with our helmets up, we were with our shield up, but
Hit me in the nose.
hit you in the nose.
That hurt.
But
So
that's one
yeah,
thing about that's one thing about highways. It's part of it. A bug can hit you at 80 miles an hour, 85 miles an hour. That's a whole new ball game right there within itself. Now we're still heading west. We're
to
Amarillo
Moab.
to Moab.
Uh-huh.
We're on the 40. We left Amarillo, Tucumcari. Did we stop at Tucumcari, Route 66 to get any of that?
We stopped at, is that Klein's? Is that the Klein's
Stopped at
Crossing?
Klein's Corner, and then we stopped at Four Corner Monument.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're Four Corner Monument. How was that piece of the trip?
I think
That's that's nice.
it was wonderful. I enjoyed it. I did. I enjoyed it. Worst lemonade I've ever tasted, but it was good.
Was that part of your initial plan to stop at the Four Corner Monument?
So the initial plan had us actually going there on the way on our round trip. We had to cut our trip short because we were going to go up to 189 to the 12 and see all that beauty up there, and then take the 12, which is, if you hadn't done the 12, 189 too is real scenic. It's a ton of stuff to see between 189 and the 12. And then we were just gonna take our time, stop and see things and do things. But like 2 days before we were to take off, the forecast changed from it's gonna be nice to it's gonna be snowing. So we cut that part of the trip out for obvious reasons.
Okay.
Which is why I have to go back, because
you have to go back? Did we miss something?
Honey,
all of that.
I promise you, my name is Janie Taylor, and God loves me. Everything in Utah is gonna see me. Every ride, every back road, because
that wasn't her initial sentiment.
No, it was not. It was not.
Okay.
You know what? Because I believe in being transparent, especially if there are any newer riders out here that haven't just pounded. I rode probably the second 1,000 miles. Yeah, the second 1,000 miles, scared to death. I was scared to embarrass Reef. I was scared to say I wanted to turn around. I was scared that I wasn't up to the challenge. I rode fearful, and it made for a tense ride. I think when that hail hit me, I was like, chick, really? Why are you doing this? Okay, you know how to ride a motorcycle, ride your butt back home. And then I look in front of me and I'm like, I might lose my buddy if I do this. I can do this. But by probably about 2,500 miles into this ride, I've always known God. I was actually going to be a minister at one point in time in my life. I met him. And all I kept hearing was, this is what you want to do. This is it. I got to talk to you. And I can't talk to you back there in Georgia. You got to come to me. You have got to see this mountain. You have got to go. And if you don't do nothing else, little girl, you have got to do this. You've got to finish this. Whatever happens to you once you get to Moab, okay. If you feel like you just can't do it no more, go on back home. That was what I was telling people. My emotions went from 10 to 2 all through this. 2 being the lowest when I just wanted to go back home. 10 being as we were coming into Moab.
Right. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Now take your time.
If you've never, and I'm only going to speak to those people that really know the Lord, and you know a God, and you believe in a God. If you have never heard his voice, you probably won't get this. But as we were coming past, coming into, and I don't remember the roads, Reef was in front. I was doing what I was supposed to do. I know their roads. I probably could tell you what they were afterwards. But we were coming in, I started seeing the rock formations, and I saw it, and God spoke to me as clearly as I'm speaking to each and every one of you, is that I needed to talk to you, little girl. Ride this motorcycle, do your best. Look at what I made. Look at what I made. And I started looking around, and Reef would pull over, and I was, oh Lord, let me get over. And he started taking pictures, and I would just be standing there with my mouth open and tears running down my face, because I understood at that moment that the same God that made Moab, made all of those roads, made me. And he didn't make a mistake. So there you have it.
There we have it. So we pull up and we see Monument Valley. We see the stone structures. We see the landscape. We see the
we started with Wilson's Arch and Hole of the Rock.
Right. We see the colors and the heat, and you can just feel it. It's a beautiful sight. It's a beautiful sight when you just stop and take it all in and look at the marvel of it all from a distance. And you sit there and you see different structures where the rocks are literally sitting at the top of a pedestal where you would think like that
Mhm.
should fall off. And I made a post about it. I said I passed it so many times, so many years, and
And
it's
it's
just
still
still
there.
standing there, and it's amazing.
Mhm.
And that
Yeah,
red brick clay just
Girl,
speaks to you. Like
Piper, you've been there. Share your experience. What you've been there.
just
How was it for you? Did you get that feeling?
it just the roads in general, like America in general. But yes, that area, that and like Sedona, that red, that brick, that warmth, that beauty, that amazing structure, like you said, like it'll be like an ice cream cone. The point will be at the bottom. Why does
Mm-hmm.
part at the top?
mhm,
You're like, why is it not wavering? Why is it not
Mm-hmm.
teetering? Like, why is it
Mm-hmm.
so
mhm.
different? And it's sound structure. And
Yeah.
that is the Lord saying, like, this is me. Like I did this. So if you and I know we all have different gods, but just knowing that there is a higher being that is controlling and giving
Mm-hmm.
us all
All
of
of
this
this.
is such
Mhm.
like you cannot take it for granted. You can't, and I think that's what Reef's point is. Stop and smell the roses. Like because yes, you can rap past and say, "Oh, that's nice," but when you stop and get off and you stand there
Right.
and you're looking, you're like, "What?"
And that's what we said. That's what we said. We started groups to inspire people to take the back roads and get out and explore because we rode together for so long and we took a lot of stuff in. We saw a lot together. We still see stuff together. But the thing is, we try to sit there and say, we did our IBA rise. We still do our IBA rise, but do not just
Sure.
pass everything in between point A and point B.
Mm,
Learn to
And
just
you
kind of like take a break and sit there and say, well, okay, I want to go over here. Once again, I don't know how much I keep stressing the Prada store on I-10. So
It's
many people
yeah,
pass the Prada store that won't even go down there to see the Prada store, take a picture with it and just marvel at it. Or the Bucky's, the little small Bucky's, the
Smaller Bucky.
smallest Bucky's, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And some people say, man, I'm too macho for that, or I ain't got time for that. But those are the memories that you hear us talk about. Those are the memories you sit there and say, man, I wish I had a stop by there, took that picture,
and
seen
those are the memories that will make you go back.
yes,
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of things that because of weather, also
Mhm,
because of who I am,
mhm,
that I didn't see. But it's one of the things that you have to do on this journey. You better get out and explore because the way things are, you don't know what's going to be there from year to year to year. You don't know how the roads are going to be from year to year to year. And you just really want to do it. I one of the things that Reef said a lot is that we got to get past this riding to an anniversary and riding home.
mm,
yes.
He calls it something
We
else.
preach
Can
it.
I say what you
Yeah,
call it, Reef?
Everybody calls the same thing.
we
You got
preach
to get
it.
off that chitlin circuit and you got to get out there and and see some things.
That's
absolutely.
If
right.
you were to listen to the news right now, you would swear we're in the middle of a race war. I saw one Black person my whole entire trip that was not with me. One, one. Everybody else who, from the moment I was in Alabama, I'm going really back to my first
Mhm,
part of my trip.
mhm.
This woman asked me, could she pray for me? And if that woman didn't bring down heaven and blessings on me, my name is not Janie.
I love
I
that.
believe that her prayer is the reason that my battery was the only thing that gave us issue. I
Mhm.
found my key fob.
Yep.
I didn't have a gas cap, but that didn't stop anything from happening. I
Right.
got a gas cap.
Right.
My
For
fob
free.
is found.
When you
That trip
think
was
about
the most
mhm,
blessed situation that I've ever been. Uh,
So you
I have a
basically,
national
yeah.
park pass because we got too many beautiful parks out here. I've got
Well,
so many things I need to see.
welcome to
So,
parks. Welcome to the
yes,
national parks.
mm,
The SCMA. That's one thing I fell in love about the SCMA, about their ride, Joshua Tree, all of those national parks. uh, what is the valley? Not Death Valley, but what is it?
That valley is one of them.
Death Valley is one of them, but I'm not. That's not the one I'm thinking about. The fire.
Oh, Valley of Fire in
Valley of Fire. Yeah.
Nevada, right behind Las Vegas.
It's incredible. It's incredible. It's amazing. I tell anybody, get out and go visit national parks. I know Mr. Dennis Joyner, Dennis Joyner rides national parks. A lot of people ride national parks, and that's what I say about the organization that you join and become a part of. There's more to the IBA than just a Saddle 1000 or just there's more to it, because they'll take you to places. Why not Arizona? You know what I'm saying? Why not Arizona? You know, I did the why not? You know what I'm saying? And there's other things that's in there. The organization that you join, become a part of, you should really.
Yeah, they got a national parks tour.
Yeah, national parks tour. So, you know, that's great that you're experiencing that. And that's something that, you know, like I say, off the chitlin circuit that you're now experiencing. And what advice would you give anybody? You just said people should take it all in, but, you know, should they add that to their repertoire, saying, I'm going to ride to here, I want to go see this, or when I go to California, I want to stop by and see Joshua. Well, you can't, because Joshua Tree is off of the 8 and not the 10.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, it's off the 10.
It's off the 10.
Yeah. It's close to 8. It's not far from 8.
Right. So it's in between. It's in the middle there.
Yeah.
And then you made a great point too, because again, like you said, you don't know what's going to be there. The SEMA now has the Mother Road tour, and it's in 2 parts, because there's a piece of the Mother Road that's closed off that you'll never be able to ride. And I'm so fortunate to have been able to ride from Illinois to California across the whole Route 66. But now, if you haven't done it, you won't be able to, because that portion of it is closed. So there's a north and a south side that the beginning and the end, but it's broken.
The middle's missing.
Okay, Piper. Bring us in. We're in Moab now. We're in Moab. What you seen, Piper? Ask Scott if she's seen it. Pull that out of her for me.
So what was your initial reaction once you crossed over? And again, you're in Utah, you see the Salt Lake, and you see all the the dunes and everything else. When you first pulled in, and I know you were behind him, and he's like, pointing things out, he's pulling over. But when you first saw the structures, what was the feeling that you felt?
I think a lot of times people take for granted tears. Tears are cathartic. I shed the weight off of me. I felt like this was meant for me to be there. I was supposed to be there. That was the thing that I meant, that I felt. He was pulling over, and I did pull over, and there were some things. We went to a monument of one of our fallen riders from RTE family. And at that moment, I really realized, I'm sorry, darling, what?
Pinto.
So one of the things that I looked at, I said, you know what? People have gone on to glory at this moment. This is, I just felt like my ride was sacred. This was a sacred ride for me. It was about what does Janie need? And Janie needed this ride. The most beautiful thing to me was, this happened after we went to Cisco, which is one of the 15 great rides, best road. We went to Cisco. We pulled into Cisco, and there was this gentleman. So it's a joke, because he said a ghost town. So I was thinking like gunslinger ghost towns. I wasn't thinking about what I saw. So, and I didn't mean to insult the lady's place, but let me tell my story, then Reef, you say what you're going to say. So we pull in, we stop, and then I was like, ghost town, why are we in the middle of nowhere? And I swear, and I was hot to death, because I was like, hot and why? It was a beautiful ride. Don't get me wrong. It was one of the most beautiful rides. But I was like, why are we in the middle of the desert? And we almost got run over by cows. I mean, all of that. And so now we're here. So Reef does what Reef does, being, the social butterfly of the road. He's in here somewhere, and out of nowhere,
He's
this
gonna
man,
talk to everybody. He's gonna literally walk up and
they're
talk
gonna
to
talk to him.
everybody.
You know
Do you
what? Can I be really honest?
excited?
Reef could be standing off on a corner somewhere, and it's 30 people somewhere else. Somebody gonna go find him.
No,
He ran into somebody he
no.
worked with at Hole in the Rock. So I mean, and he was waiting for me to finish a tour. So this this F-350 pulling some ATVs goes up. I'm walking out. This man, no, he's walking out. I'm getting ready to go in. This man starts talking to me, and he says, which way'd you come? I said, we were in Moab, came up, and he said, yeah. He said, can you do me a favor? And I'm like, looking at him, I was like, sure. He said, there's going to be a turnout, and the Colorado River is going to be in front of you, the mesas, the tops of the mountains, and the sky, and you're going to have mountains to the back of you. Stop there. So I'm like, yes, sir. He said, please. So I go to tell Reef, this man, I said, the man out there, and Reef's like, ain't no man out there. Dropped out of nowhere, y'all. Promise you. I said, I got to find this turnout. And Reef said, there's turnouts up and down. Did he tell you where or what it's close to? And I said, no. So we coming down. Reef kind of stops and does stuff. But I was like, okay, where's this turnout? I need a mountain behind me. This, and the third in front of me. The Colorado River's going both ways. So I'm like, what did it do it? And out of nowhere, I promise you, out of nowhere, I heard guys say, oh, here's your turnoff. Here's your turnoff. And I don't know, I guess he told Reef too, because Reef turns, it's not a turnout. It's not where people turn out. It's more gravel than anything. I hate gravel.
That's a turnout, Jenny.
I know, but some of the turnouts are paved, but some of them are just really, really gravelly. Am I lying? And leave it to Reef. Reef does two things that I will never ride with him again and deal with him with no more. Reef don't give a damn about gravel. I do. But he will also go to anybody's bathroom. That's nasty.
Yeah. Come on now.
That is
man.
nasty.
Man, you supposed to be on the ground pounding. But come on now.
No,
No
Piper, am I lying? Why you gonna go to a nasty bathroom?
No cupcaking, man.
Different parts than we do. We have to squat and hover. Your knees give out and you accidentally fall, and it's not gonna be right. They just stand there. They can go and
he didn't give a daggum about that. Them two things I will never deal with. I will go another 15, 20 miles. I don't care. I got 6 gallons of gas.
And then you'll be on the side of the road waiting for a tow truck, or you're breaking out your gas can, one of the two.
But I bet y'all go to a better bathroom. You ain't gonna have me out here. Have me squatting over stuff, and it be black. Okay. So
wait a minute.
So Reef turns into this gravelly turnout, and I'm standing there, and I said, "Oh my God!" And I just started bawling. I cried. I promise y'all, that's all I did was cry and ride, do curves. He said I didn't do enough curves, cry and ride, desert, plateaus, cry and ride, and talk to God and feel good about life. That's all I did. And it is one of my favorite pictures because I turned the camera around, I did a selfie, and there are different colors of rock. There's purple, there's green, there's the clay color, there's the sky above, the clouds. And I just stood there, and it was the most beautiful moment that I ever had. It was everything. Go west.
Go west.
My brother. Go west, my brothers and sisters. Go west.
If you have any questions for Sky, go ahead and shoot them in the comments. We're gonna because we've been at this thing about. I told you, didn't I tell you time was gonna fly by?
I did. I'm gonna be quiet. Answer.
I told you.
You're gonna have to read them because I can't see.
No. We're gonna keep rolling. We're gonna keep rolling. Sharif, I'm gonna bring Sharif in now. Reef, kind of just share your portion of being a guy for her and kind of helping her along her journey, because she's having a spiritual journey right now, almost a pilgrimage per se.
She was. But by the time we made it to the resort in Moab, I could tell Janie was, if I wasn't there, she would have went home. And when we rechecked the weather, I think she was glad that we couldn't go any further. Because I gave her alternate solutions to our problem. I'm like, hey, because initially all the stuff that we really did do, Miami Valley, we actually went to Miami Valley, both Miami Valleys, but anyway, that was going to be on our return coming back up. We was going to go to Kanab and hang out in Kanab because that's beautiful and take our time, but we had to cut all that out. So I'm like, well, leaving, we're going to go through all that and we'll stop in Gallup, see some of the Route 66 stuff in Gallup, see the Wind Talker monument. I've been trying to get there forever. Last time I went, I got snowed out. So we went by there, and we ended up making our way home. Because again, she's about done. Like we went into the national park arches. We didn't even go through the whole loop because she was like, I didn't even think we were gonna make it in, because when we were in line waiting and she looked up and she saw all the bikes and cars going up the mountains, she said, "We gotta go up there."
They ain't got no
Yeah, she
guardrails.
said, "I don't see no guardrails." And I was like, "Quit, get out your head, get out your head." And she like, I don't know. I'm like, where are we going?
It was wonderful. I enjoyed it. Now, I'm going to say it like this, and Reef can agree with me or not. I did better. Say I did better, boy.
You did.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
After she got to let a truck get in between us leaving the hole in the rock, that's when she like, I need to keep up.
Okay.
Ooh, my hands, my fingers.
Not right now. Because listen, I'm already over an hour.
Okay, come on, make it quick.
So we're here. We've had this moment. We've had this.
Okay.
This. Woosah. 3 times.
I met God. Go ahead.
Okay, so now we're saying, okay, I'm here. I've seen it. Now it's time to start heading back east.
Okay.
So now, talk to me. Where did we go? Did we jump back on the 40? Did we decide we were going to take another route? Did you plan it, or did Reef guide you along? Did you just kind of like lasso Reef and say, let's go?
When it comes to what I did on the road, it was I followed Reef.
Okay.
And
but
you need, and I'm gonna tell you honestly, you need to have somebody to follow, because it gives you a chance to look at stuff. He's seen it all. He's gonna ride past it and he gonna do like this. Look at that. Look at that.
I know.
And I'm like, ooh. And then he gonna pull over and then you go take a picture and he'd be like, ooh. And so I was everywhere. I saw where Forrest Gump turned around. I was like, you couldn't tell me nothing. I thought I was the coolest person in the world. I've been the Mexican hat.
Okay. Yeah. Great. So we're seeing the monuments. We're in the valley. We're seeing it all. Did you want to take up the Moki, Ray?
No. Well, I thought about it at first, and I like no. Because there was a lot of reasons why, but that wouldn't be for her.
Yeah,
the only place I didn't take her when we had to leave and change our route, the only thing I did not stop at that I wanted her to see was in Butte. Mm-hmm. You got the Twin Towers on the right hand side across from the teepees. I wanted to turn in there so she could see that. And initially, that was going to be a place we would stop and bed down at when we were doing the other route. So we went through there during the day, and the only reason I didn't turn off in there was because of the traffic right there to take, because it's gorgeous.
Right.
So I just pointed at that one, and we kept on going, and we didn't stop until Valley of the Gods. Then we stopped at Mexican Hat, and then we went on we saw both Miami Valleys. We only stopped at the Miami Valley that in New Mexico that everybody's used to. But we went through Miami Valley in Arizona as well.
Okay.
And initially, I wanted to take her on 89 if we would have came back from the other way and get her part of the beautiful 89. in Arizona, but we missed out on all that, and we ended up in Gallup. And we took the back roads to get all the way to Gallup, and then we bedded down in Gallup.
Okay.
So she was highly impressed and tearful eyed the whole trip down.
Always.
Yep.
Okay.
So John
Okay.
had a question. She wants to know what was the most memorable moment and the most that you were proud of on this trip for yourself? Like, what was your proudest moment? And if you could pass
Proudest
it to
moment.
someone else, like what has he taught you that you want to forward to someone else?
When I learned how to follow him and not let anybody in between us. I learned how to follow. I was doing the grades, it's 8% grades, 3%, 7, all of that. And we were taking, I considered them a lot of curves. I got over my issues with grades down and curves. Proudest moment for me is that I made it to Amarillo without him. I met him in Amarillo, and it made me very proud. Second proudest moment is when I left Bernie and made it to Vicksburg, Mississippi, by myself, and I rode in the dark. I don't do night riding. It is not something I do not do.
Because your bike is not equipped with additional lighting, is it?
No.
Okay.
Maximus is stock can be.
So now that you want to be, now that you one of those Midwest ground pounders, you may have to do some upgrades and some modifications.
But can I tell you honestly, Daquan don't have extra lights either.
I'm not going to probably upgrade for additional lights because I will tell you honestly, sweet loves, I'm not going to be riding at night. I got 62-year-old eyes, and I ain't. I will get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, ride until the sun come up, knock out a majority of what the day is about, and be done because I want to get out and explore.
Right.
But riding at night just to be able to say that I did it, y'all can have that. Yeah. I'll be like, oh, look at them. I ain't doing it.
And you spoke to your journey when you first started talking about it because it was 1,700 miles that you had to go out and then come back.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about being fearful. You talked about maybe not being equipped to be able to do it, either physically, mentally, thinking that you weren't ready to do it. What can you tell someone who is planning a journey that seems impossible at the moment that they're thinking about doing it, but it's on their bucket list? How do you prepare that person and reassure them that they can achieve their accomplishments?
I got this from Tone. He was on with K Solo. Plan that route. Think of that route. Ride that route in your mind before you actually get on the bike. Find one person. I'm just blessed to have more than one, but find one person that believes in you more than you believe in yourself. And talk to that person about that ride. I'm going to Moab. I'm going to Moab. Yeah, I'm going to Moab. And know what you're going to do. You are possible. I'll give y'all this. There's scripture that says, King David said to God, who am I that you are mindful of me? You made the heaven and the earth, but you made me. Why are you mindful of me? To know that you are a creation of a God that made those mountains. There's nothing impossible. Nothing impossible. Prepare your mind to know that you can do it. Find one person that believes in you beyond anything in this world, and you get on that bike and you take it 1 mile at a time. One tank, one gas stop, one moment at a time. And before you know it, you will be 1,770 miles from your front door, looking at what God made, and then looking at yourself and saying, look what God can make me do. That's it for me. 1 mile at a time, find you one person. I I had the biggest cheerleaders in Bernie, Texas. I know Joyce believed that I could do it, and I did it.
Yeah.
There's my coach, and I hated him like I hated every coach I've ever had, but I wouldn't trade him for the world. My brother took me, he drugged me through those mountains. He didn't give a damn how scared I was. He did, as he knew I could do it.
Keep on going.
And stuff.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
goodness.
I mean, it was wonderful. Any other questions, my love?
Oh my goodness.
I have not
Oh
talked
my
this
goodness.
much about anything in a long
Hey,
time.
listen,
Thank
bro. Hey,
you,
listen.
K Solo.
Hey,
Exciting,
listen.
and
Hey,
that's what
listen.
you think about.
Hey,
Like,
hey, listen. Hold on, Pipe. Hold on, Pipe. Hold that thought, Pipe. When we started this show, I said, hey, look, we're not going to script this thing. We're just going to just take it. I'm going to keep you on the rails of just kind of where we going and coming back. I said, talk as much as you want. She said, Solo, I can't talk. Nobody want to hear. I don't want to hear myself talk that much. And I said, you just wait. You're going to get up there and an hour 10, hour 20, hour 30 going to be gone. And you're going to be like, wow, where did time go? And that's
But I
exactly what
did
it is.
write down some Solo
Didn't I
that I
tell you that?
want people to do.
Well, bring it on. Bring it on.
Okay, here it is. Okay.
Bring
You
it on.
remember when we initially started doing this, that you said, think of 5 things that were important to your ride. Here they
Yes.
go. First thing, be physically prepared to go. That means start doing some mini rides before you jump out there and decide to do 1,700 rides. Do 500 here, back and forth. Do that. 2, make sure you have gear. Now, I am a primitive rider. I ride in leathers. I do ride. I'm old school in that. However, I will be purchasing a riding suit because you need that, because the asphalt is undefeated. Now, purchase a cooling vest, because when you ride in leathers, people think that we're hot. We're not, but we need to make a little, I like to call it your own personal air conditioner. Do that. 4, make sure you are up on all of your maintenance for your motorcycle. 5, make sure that you have $200 minimum on a credit card in your back pocket for each day that you are going to be on that road. 6, make sure that your headset is a good headset. Not every headset really works well. Have a good phone. Make sure you have external batteries. Make sure you get a good tank bag. Have something that you can have water in. And then finally, believe that you are capable of everything that you said that you set out to do. That I want to make sure I said all that.
And there it is, folks. And there it is. This has been an awesome show. I told you. And look, we ain't even come back yet. We haven't even come back yet because look, we had something go on in Roswell, right? We had a battery
We
issue.
did.
And
We did.
you met Brian out there, right?
I did.
You did. And that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. The journey has been great. Your journey has been awesome. It was your journey. Even though Sharif guided you, even though he led you, that was your journey. And that's what it's supposed to be about. I tell everybody, I said, look, you have to get out there. You have to ride your ride. You have to see the sights. You have to know where you want to go. Go see what you want to see. Slow down. Smell the roses. And you had a great guide, and that's fantastic. That is fantastic to have a guide to get you there. And then what the part that I really enjoyed was you sit there and acknowledge, you gave yourself credit of saying, when I left home and I went to Amarillo, and when I left Bernie and I went home, you did that.
I did that.
That's right.
And I want to take this, I want to end this, in what I have to say. We joke about, how you and I met, K Solo, and how it's come to be, me being part of the RT family. And Piper, I'm looking forward to us establishing a girlfriend and a sisterhood from this day forward. I want people to understand something very important. What we're doing out on this road, we don't do for ourselves. We really do not. Yes, we get the benefit of saying, hey, I rode here, I did this, I did that. But every journey that you take is for someone else. You are someone's inspiration. You are someone's hero. And we have to acknowledge that there's somebody with less experience, somebody with more experience than we are. But we are doing this to become the next Piper, the next K Solo, the next Reeve. Um, but always, always, always acknowledge those people that are out there pounding and breaking down barriers for us. The IBA is a different entity because of Reeve and K Solo. Hoka Hay is it has become our Hoka Hay because we have had people like Curves, Alabama. When I tell you somebody I love that I don't even know how much she knows how much I love her. Curves, Alabama, and her legacy of Bessie. That's an awesome thing. That is an awesome, awesome thing.
I
I'm
had
gonna
a
tell
garage
you,
party when she was when all the places had the garage party. I hosted a garage party in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, for my tri-state area, and that was like one of the most amazing things someone could have ever done. She prepared so many women to be able to set out from the East Coast to the West Coast, and
Waiting
she
to the West.
there were like 12 or 15 garage parties in all of those areas, and she made sure that people were equipped. They knew how to pack. They knew how to roll um, their chaps, their rain suit, what to take,
Mm-hmm.
not overpack, like all of those things. It was definitely that was ingenious, and I don't even think she understands how essential that was and to how many people she reached in that
We stand on
window.
her shoulders, and I don't even think she knows how broad they are.
I'm telling
Without someone like a Curves, Alabama, introducing Bessie Springfield to a lot of us, we would not be throwing pennies on maps, doing what we're doing. So I just think it's very important to understand that Piper, you are someone's Curves. That, I pray that one day that I am someone's inspiration. K Solo made a thing. It has always been aspire to inspire, be legendary,
Aspire to inspire. Aspire
and
to
stuff.
inspire. Be legendary. That's
And
that's
when I tell you,
that's
and
always
when
been my
I hear
motto.
you riding them scooters like Reef, if I have one thing that I hope everyone gets from my ride to Moab, find you an epic journey and complete it. I don't care how you complete it by yourself, complete it in a group, complete it with a guide. But however you get out there and make that 1 mile at a time, you do it. I will not be using a guide next time I go west. I am going to do that by myself.
someone's
I
got
um
you may take
I
off too.
and
All
I
right.
won't be by
All
myself
right. There
because
it
I
is. Oh,
know
there it is.
I have
Right there,
that one
folks.
on my
She's
shoulder.
she's clipped, she's clipped them wings and she's ready for you're gonna have all of us on your shoulder. What are you talking about? That one. You can
Absolutely.
have all of us. You can put the
So
phone up and
I
look
won't
at
be
it. Where's
alone, but I am
paparazzi
going
at? Hey,
to
paparazzi.
yeah. But I want
Where's
you guys, I love
paparazzi at?
you so much, Joyce. I don't even know what to say. See, now I'm about to cry again. When I tell you that life,
All of that. Yes.
it's together. And I thank you so much. Before we started this show, I also want to say something to you, K Solo, and I want you to understand and hear me clearly. We can joke around about a lot of things and all the mishaps and stuff, but at the end of the day, we're family, and
Right.
family cares about each other.
That's right.
And when you start talking about the brother and the sisterhood of bikers, be the kind of biker that people can depend on. Be the kind of biker that will get out of their bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and make sure you get to the house, to a hotel,
Seatbelt, baby.
whatever you need, be that person. If you can't be that person, find you somebody you know can be that person. Um, and just do it that way. I thank you for this time on the podcast.
Definitely.
I truly am done because I need some decompression time because Reef knows this is how my tears usually start.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy? And it's just wonderful that you
Yeah,
found this here. And then we have riders like Snacks who's taking it out the country.
girl.
Amazing. Wait
in
till
other different continents of
that's
the
Okay, that's
world.
another
weird.
episode. That's another episode. I'm an hour 20 into this one.
Okay,
We're gonna get her
say
on.
bye.
We're gonna get her
More
on
time,
because we
sir.
gotta share. We gotta share our love snacks. We love snacks.
Yes.
Incredible. But we got to wrap this up. We did have a couple hiccup. We did have and we're gonna call them hiccup. A couple of learning curves that we dealt with. We dealt with the battery situation.
Mhm.
Did you learn from that? Did you learn how to troubleshoot? Did you figure out a call was made? I got the call. So the thing is, you work your way through it. So when we were doing the Three Flash Classic, we had an issue with
Boston.
Boston Bike.
Damn Harley
An
Davidson.
issue, and we worked
You
it
know
out.
what? Bump you and your
Highway Drake.
Indian.
I know, right? I don't pay him no mind. I don't pay him no mind. Highway Drake. So the thing is, we worked it out, and Boston was there learning. She wanted to learn. She was asking questions. Did you learn from your hiccups on the road?
I know how to take a battery out, and then not have to pull it, try to get up under it. My straps were broke. They had the battery was 6 years old. Learned how to take a battery out. I
Mhm.
learned how to I learned the necessity of keeping a fob on my body better.
There you go.
Let me see what else. I
Hey,
learned that the Harley will function without a gas cap because it has that
Yes, it
lid
will.
on it.
Yep.
I learned how to make the lid snap better. Um,
hey, one
I
thing you learn is
about
that
what?
I always tell you to turn off the damn TV and get out and explore
I,
America, and you'll realize that it is a great place.
yes,
Countless
it is.
times on this trip, Janie had people offer us gas money, offered rides, came out, dealers coming out to work on bikes for free. Uh, and they didn't give a damn that she was a black woman, I was a black man. They just offered to help.
Mhm.
And if you watch TV, you don't think that would happen
You
today.
would think we're in the middle of a race war, and we're not.
It's
But
different out
I'll
there.
tell you, I can't tell you how many folks.
That's that true
Okay, I'm
biker.
sorry.
That's that true biker love, and I'm glad you had a chance to experience that.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where people who really have that passion, people who know protocol, who will live it, if they see a helmet down, they're gonna stop for you, or they'll sit there and wait for you to wave, saying I'm good, or you give them the thumbs up, and then they're gonna keep right on rolling. It still happens out there. It still happens, and that's good that you got to experience that. That's gonna give you more confidence, knowing that you're gonna have somebody out there that will stop for you.
And then that'll also do it. I mentioned to K Solo, I can't tell you how many men stopped at gas stations, and I was like, oh wow. You on that bike? Are y'all together? Or I mean, and if they see Reed, or when I was by myself, you riding that bike all the way to Moab? And I'm thinking to myself, you see me trailing it? But I will tell you that this is 100% of the time. It was people that you would not expect. I'm talking about flag waving Trumpers that stopped to gawk and to compliment a woman, a black woman on a Harley riding in Moab, Utah. I'm gonna tell you, if I was into the lighter hue of things, I had some men now.
Oh
Definitely had
Lord!
some men.
Look, we're gonna
Because
wrap. Look,
they were entranced with that.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
where's my
cut that.
card at?
I'm good.
Where's
I'm
my
good.
card at?
I done
Where's my
said
card
everything
at?
I want to say.
This is live, folks. This is rated PG, but no, I'm just kidding. But hey, it's been a great show tonight.
Everybody here got somebody but me.
This
I'm
is
gonna
this is a
try.
this is a great show, folks. This has been a great show. I've loved every moment of it, even the story
I
about me
did too.
wearing chaps in at the all-female ride. It's been awesome. I want to thank my co-host tonight, Piper, and I want to thank my brother for coming on
Thank you, Reed.
and being the guide for you, Sky, on this epic journey, because this is definitely an epic journey, and it's built you up, giving you a lot of confidence, and it was a spiritual moment for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
I'm gonna go
Love
around,
you.
I'm gonna go around the table right quick because I have to do this. I'm gonna go around the table. If I'm gonna start with Piper. Piper,
Yes.
any last words?
Just touching on her ending. Motorcycles bring people together no matter what color, shape, form, fashion. It's just the joy of seeing it and the amazement that it brings. That yeah, you'll have anybody talking to you when you're at the gas station on your bike.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Awesome. And my brother.
Yeah,
Any final
Janie,
word?
thank you for letting me be part of this journey. It was a pleasure, and everybody else, just get out and explore, have fun.
All right. Thank you. And you've already said yours, and I'm telling you, hearts have been floating across the screen. People have saying, "Hey, great show, fabulous show,"
Thank you, family.
and thank you for coming on my podcast show and sharing it with my audience tonight. They have thoroughly enjoyed it. I have enjoyed. You embarrassed me a little bit, but I enjoyed it.
Where them pants at? Where them pants at? Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. Well, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. And remember, this is all RTE family that you're seeing right here. The official ride to Reef and K Solo Ride to Eat. We're gonna be in Little Rock. Hey, go ahead and give us a shameless plug for us.
Yeah, come on out. First weekend October, like always, we are bedding down in Conway, Arkansas. Home Two Suites and Hilton Garden Inn is our overflow. We are going to be eating in Little Rock at Wright's Barbecue. So we'll see you there. It's we always do a ride on. There's no set schedule, people, but Friday we normally do a ride somewhere between 8 in the morning and 11 in the morning. And we eat all weekend long.
All
Mhm.
weekend long.
Yes, we do.
Weekend long.
And laugh
That's
and
my part. That's my part of it. I love cooking for y'all. Come on to eat.
That's right. We always have an outstanding barbecue. Shout out to Big John Levin, man. He be on the grill and he always brings
John Levins.
some well
All
seasoned
night.
meat. Paul
Yes,
Knight.
that's
Shout out
my
to
baby,
my
Paul
brother.
Knight.
Paul was with us when we started. It
The
was
original.
Mhm.
the original. He's one of them originals. It was was it George took the picture? Who took that picture of the three of us riding, Reef?
Joyce.
Yeah, paparazzi.
Oh,
Paparazzi.
Took the picture. And he's an original. So shout out to Paul, love him. We want to encourage everybody. The RTE is not a party. You don't need to wear your vest because it's not about the club. It's not about organization. It's about you, the rider.
It's a family reunion.
It's a true family reunion. We've heard a lot of other things move to being a reunion, family reunion, but this right here is our 10th year. Our 10th year of doing the Reef and K Solo official Ride to Eat. And we want to welcome everybody. Everybody is welcome. Come
Get
on
your
out.
t-shirt.
Come on,
Get your t-shirt.
Get your t-shirts. But before we go, I have to send condolences to my guy, Chuck. It touched us. It was sudden. It was unexpected. But we lost Chuck, and Chuck was RTE family, and Chuck Abbey and Reef. Do you have any more words on the his farewell?
Yeah, this Friday coming up, starting at 5:00. I'll post it on the RT page, and probably my page. But Friday it starts at like 5:00, right over by Pearland. I don't think it's in Pearland, so I will post it in the RT page and probably on my page.
And I'll
For
be
people
doing
that
that.
hadn't seen it.
Right, Scissor Tail. Thank you, Shakita. That was I was talking about Scissor Tail. That monument over I-40.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scissor Tail. But it's been a great show tonight, and I told you what did I tell you? I told you an hour and a half gonna go by, and you won't even know it.
It's gone. I'm glad. I'm done now.
You didn't even cry. Like you didn't get all your tears out. So it was beautiful.
Yeah, I cried. I'm doing so smooth. I've been crying for the last half an hour.
I saw the little white.
I knew you was crying.
I try to keep the camera off of you, but hey, all right, my guest, my co-host, and my brother, y'all take care. I'm gonna let y'all go.
Good night.
All right.
Love you all. Well,
don't forget to subscribe.
I promise.
Oh, folks, this has been a great show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in for Riding with K Solo, the podcast, right here every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can tune in on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. And we're growing. We finally hit 9,000 subscribers, man. To me, that's big. To some, that's small. That's small. They say, man, that's small, man. I got 60, 70,000 subscribers. Hey, listen to me. I've hit a milestone. I'm happy. I'm blessed. I feel good about this right here. And I want to thank you for being a part of it. So tune in this Thursday. We got somebody coming on this Thursday, man. I'm telling you right now, folks, if you think this podcast isn't moving forward in a positive manner, look at here. We're going to have Tonto and Fats on. They're going to be on Trip Talk. You know, we do Trip Talk on Thursday. And so Tonto and Fat's going to be on. You need to be tuned in to hear about their epic journey. You're going to love it because I follow them. And I'm telling you, those two are a super couple. They are a super couple, power couple. They ride together and they have had some stories. They had a story at a gas pump. And we're going to talk about it because Tonto was talking about it. Tonto was holding back. He was ready to go. We're going to talk about it. Folks. But make sure you tune in Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. That's our time slot right there, folks. Tuesdays and Thursdays, but Thursday is going to be Trip Talks. All right, folks, I'm going to get ready to get out of here, let you go. I've held you up all night long. So without further ado, folks, you know what my motto is, inspire. And if you do that, you would definitely be legendary. All right, folks, y'all have a good night. Love you.